So now we're going to finish our dangling Christmas tree. So here's my paper plate. It's completely dry. And so now I'm going to show you how to cut it out and put the ornaments. So you're going to need your glue and this little baggie. It was kind of an add-on, so it didn't make it into the original bag. So I do apologize for that, but just dump it out in here. We just have some yarn and the little pom-poms for the balls. But you do have in the original one these ornaments and then these little stick-on things that you can do. These markers work really well if you wanted to color them as opposed to just putting the stickers on to decorate them, whatever way you want to choose. So the key to cutting this out is to not cut thin strips, because you can make a paper plate like 10 feet long. It can go really big. But because we're hanging ornaments on it, we want to make sure that we're cutting about an inch or so. And so it doesn't matter where you start. You're just going to cut. Remember, this is going to be the bottom. So you're going to just cut in a circle. So you're going to go round and round, and you're going to get thicker. Notice it gets thicker. That tail gets thicker. Now we just keep going in. Make sure you don't go off the edge. You don't want to cut there. And you just keep going in until you get to the very top. See, it just goes around and around. You just got to be very careful that you don't cut all the way off, because then you're going to lose it. Okay, and then this last piece I always cut in, because that's what our string is going to hang on. So this one obviously doesn't look like this, but once we put our ornaments on, and even now you just stretch it out a little bit. Remember, it's really dry. That's what the paint is, dry. And I have to be honest, this one I didn't let dry as long before I decorated it, because I wanted to see how it looked. So you stretch it out a little, and once you start hanging things on it, that will work great too. So the yarn that I put in here is to hang your ornaments and your tree as well. So the best way to make little hangers out of yarn, because trying to put it through a hole tends to tear it, is just tying it in a knot, which if you do this, wrap it around your finger, and then underneath, just twirl it. Twirl it under there so that it goes under, get those pieces in, and boom, there's your tie. And so for that top piece, that little slit that we put in there, perfect for the yarn to just fit in there like that. I usually put it so my knot is either at the top or it's underneath, so that we don't see it in the hanging. And then what I did was, for the little pom-poms, so I just figured out where I wanted them on my plate, and I just put a little dot, because they're so tiny. Just put, oops, so then I did it too. You just need dot, dot, not a lot kind of thing. And of course, mine's just pouring out, which is definitely not what you want. The problem with the bigger dots, like what I have, is it just takes longer to dry. That's all. It doesn't, white glue dries clear, as you know, but that one's going to take quite a while to dry, unfortunately. So you just get them all spread out. You want to do this first, so while it's drying, you can work on your ornaments, decorating them. And again, you can use the stickers that are in there, or you can use the markers and color them however you want to do it. I'm going to put several pom-poms here. Maybe that'll help dry it a little bit faster. It'll soak up there. And then if you look at it to make sure you've got all the pieces covered that you want, be very careful there, obviously. Let's put that back on there. There we go. And again, when the wind comes, it spins around and around, and it's kind of cool. So then get your ornaments out. I only had the one extra because I gave them all to you guys. I wanted to make sure. I think you've got like 4. And I'm also giving you some smaller pieces of just plain colored paper, so if you want to make more. So they come on this plain like this. And then the stickers are all in there. They are stickers, so you just have to pull on the back, and I would lay it out first. I did lay mine out first. Or like I said, the markers, I'll show you, they actually look pretty good. So you could do the marker if you wanted to do both sides. Just draw whatever it is you want. So not a very good star, but there's my star, just to show you that they do show up pretty good. And the same thing for the strings. You're going to just take it, fold it in half, wrap it around your finger, and then you just kind of roll it back so that it goes in there. And then you're going to decide where you want it on here. I would decorate all of it to let this dry really well, and then decide where you want it. And that I would hold it up and then, you know, place them on there where you want. Use your hole puncher to punch a hole in it, and then you can just string it up that way. And the best way to do that through a hole is just like what I did here. So let me show you. That way, again, especially since it's yarn, it's kind of a pain because it gets loose and stuff. So you've already made this part of it, right, the slip. And this one's really short. I didn't want it hanging too long, where this one's really long. So decide your length. I would do that before you tie your knot. I'm going to use the longer one just to show you how to do it though, because it's easier with more length. So you've got the already tied, and then you just put it through the whole thing. And then you go just like this and hang it up. And you're going to do it the same way, the hole that you make in the paper plate. Okay? So happy Christmas tree decorating there.